People from all over the world were astounded by the findings that were uncovered by researchers in a forbidden tomb in Egypt. There is a forbidden tomb that is shrouded in mystery and is located deep within the heart of Egypt, hidden beneath the sands of time. However, what the researchers discovered in plain sight astonished even the most experienced archaeologists, as it revealed secrets that have been concealed for generations. In today's video, we will talk about forbidden tombs in Egypt. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. There are a lot of aspects of ancient Egypt that have been kept secret, and there are also buried tombs that were commissioned and constructed in the Valley of the Kings by a later pharaoh of a different dynasty in order to keep the bodies of his forebears safe. These buried tombs can be found in the Valley of the Kings. Let's make an effort to educate ourselves regarding these different types of instruments. During one of those periods when Egypt was falling again and wasn't the great force that it used to be, the value of the Valley of the Kings, which is where the royal tombs of many kings and queens are located, was no longer being closely guarded by the Egyptian government. This is because the Valley of the Kings is located in the Valley of the Kings, which is located in the Valley of the Pharaohs. Because of this, a greater number of persons were able to obtain access to the tombs, which led to an increase in the amount of thefts that were perpetrated from tombs by thieves. Why is it really vital to have concealed tombs during one of these time periods? In private, a later king from the 21st dynasty issued this command to his subjects. He commissioned the construction of a tomb, whereupon the mummies of his ancestors from the 18th, 19th, and 20th dynasties were ultimately reinterred. Over the course of the previous dynasties, the mummies had suffered harm and been tainted with pollution. The dead bodies of those who had taken their place in the line of succession before him, this action also presented the ancient Egyptian embalmers with a once-in-a-lifetime chance, as it presented the possibility of a breakthrough for ancient Egyptian embalmers. They were given this duty by the monarch of the 21st dynasty so that they would get a greater understanding of the mummification process and make modifications to it. They were able to observe the level of mummification that their ancestors had reached while they were working on the remains of the deceased. They were also given the opportunity to see what a mummy would have looked like after 2 centuries and the discovery of hidden tombs and vaults. This allowed them to have a better understanding of ancient Egyptian culture. For millennia, no one was able to determine the precise location of the tombs. Near the end of the 1870s, amazing pieces of royal jewelry began to surface on the market for Egyptian antiquities. These pieces were found in various parts of Egypt. They were completely confused by the events that were taking place and instantly started asking questions like, where did it all even come from? At the Valley of the Kings, papyri of such superior quality that they were befitting of kings and queens could be bought and sold there. In Egypt, there is not a lot of precipitation, and this is especially true in the southern region, which is where luxurious finds like the Treasure of the Kings can be found close to Luxor. On the other hand, they chose to conduct their searches for hidden graves only during periods of the day when there was a likelihood of precipitation. Some individuals were under the impression that contemporary tomb thieves had stumbled onto the location of a royal burial site. The thieves showed a high level of intelligence as well as cunning, quick thinking, and quickness. They searched for stones that were unique in comparison to the others that were discovered in the area. After performing an examination of the area to establish where the water was draining away and where it was absorbing into the ground, they discovered that they had located a secret burial chamber when they saw small fragments of pink stone. This realization came after conducting an inquiry into the area to determine where the water was draining away and where it was absorbing into the ground. Granite that had been moved there from a different region of Egypt, one to which it did not originally belong, was found there. An investigator by the name of Emil Brooks was sent to investigate the hidden tomb when it was discovered that the mausoleum was even more impressive than anyone could have ever imagined it to be. Emil Brooks was given the task of determining how the mausoleum came to be so impressive. He was brought to the bottom of the shaft using a pit that was connected to the shaft itself and lowered down into it. As he walked through the region, he came across a passageway that was stacked with a great number of coffins. As he proceeded through the region, he spotted other miniature statues of servants that had been buried alongside these folks. He found these sculptures as he moved through the area. After ascending a winding mountain path, they brought him to Tel el-Bari, which was situated in close proximity to the Temple of Hathips. He discovered a number of boxes that were stuffed with wigs for women. After he had explored that area, he came to the next chamber, which was the true find because it was home to an even higher number of mummies than the previous room. Egypt has only recently made public a considerable number of new archaeological findings that were unearthed in a pharaonic necropolis that is located on the outskirts of Cairo. The excavation of 2 ancient graves was one of these discoveries. This period of time spans around 2500 to 2100 BC and encompasses the time period covered by the dig. During the course of the excavation, a number of significant items were discovered. These included statues, amulets, and a sarcophagus that was in pristine condition. According to the researchers, one of the uncovered tombs belonged to a priest from the 5th dynasty named Khanum-Jadaf, and the other tomb belonged to an official named Mary, who was a palace official and had the title of Keeper of the Secrets. Both of these individuals are claimed to have been buried in the tombs. The UNESCO World Heritage Site designation has been bestowed upon Memphis's historical and archaeological sites. Near the city of Luxor, which is in the south of Egypt, Egyptian authorities have reported discovering dozens of burial sites dating back to the New Kingdom era, which began about 1800 BC and ended around 1600 BC. The New Kingdom era lasted from 1800 BC until 1600 BC. Following on the heels of a series of fresh discoveries that Egyptian authorities have released over the course of the previous week, the statement that was made on Thursday came on the heels of those revelations. In a second revelation, a group of researchers from Cairo University disclosed information that had not been previously known about an adolescent boy who had been mummified and dated back to around 300 BC. The report stated that the remains of an ancient Roman city had been found in the region. By employing CT scans, the research team was able to uncover previously unknown information regarding the boy's prominent social status. This was accomplished by authenticating the exquisite characteristics of the amulets that had been implanted within the mummified body of the child, in addition to the type of genuine that had been used. This was done so that the results could be trusted. Egypt is a cash-strapped nation in North Africa that frequently and publicly brags about its ancient treasures in an effort to attract more tourists and increase its revenue. Egypt occupies a geographical position straddling both the Middle East and North Africa. The political upheaval and carnage that followed the revolt of 2011 are still having a significant impact on Egypt's tourism business, which is currently in a state of shock. Egypt's tourism industry is now struggling to recover from the effects of the revolt, and recent events, such as the emergence of the coronavirus pandemic and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, have both had detrimental influence on the industry. Egypt's dependence on tourism as a source of foreign revenue is significant. Egypt had a significant influx of holidaymakers from Russia and Ukraine as a direct result of the unrest that had previously taken place in Ukraine. That's it for today. Before you go, make sure to check out our channel and hit the subscribe button. Please like and share our videos. Thanks for watching.